Hey there, Aurelie here from withhisgifts.com. Welcome and thank you so much for stopping by. Today I have another video tutorial for you and we're going to create this absolutely gorgeous little treat box. So let's go ahead and get started. The stamp set that I'm using today is the Tea Together stamp set, and specifically I will be using the Happy Mother's Day sentiment. I will be using the Stitched Labels Framelits dies, the Flourish Framelits dies, the Layered Leaves Embossing folder, and the 1 1/8 inch Scallop Punch. For my ink colors, I'm using the dark Petal Pink Stampin' Blend, the dark Soft Seafoam Stampin' Blend, and the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. For our paper, I will be using one of the mini pizza boxes. I'm going to go ahead and start with my scrap paper. I have just a scrap piece of the thick Whisper White, scrap piece of the Petal Pink, scrap piece of the Soft Seafoam. Then our measured pieces are 1 piece of the Soft Seafoam cut at 3 15/16 of an inch squared, 4 pieces of the Soft Seafoam cut at 3 15/16 by 1 15/16 inches. From the Subtles Designer Series paper, I have a piece of the Soft Seafoam large polka dot pattern cut at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch squared. Then also from the Subtles Designer Series paper, I have 6 pieces of the Petal Pink smaller polka dot pattern cut at 1 by 3 inches. Then I have 2 small white flowers here. These are the Petaloo Forget-Me-Nots, and I believe they are discontinued, but any tiny flower that you have laying around your craft room will do the job nicely. The other supplies that I'm using today are my Stampin' Pierce Mat, my Stampin' Dimensionals, my snail adhesive, my multi-purpose liquid glue, my snips, water bottle. I am using some Studio 112 adhesive gems. You may use the Stampin' Up basic pearl jewels if you have them. I would have used those had I remembered to add them to my last order, but I didn't, so I have these. And then finally we will need 6 of these yummy Hershey nuggets. So let's go ahead and get all our stamping out of the way. I have my Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad. I have my sentiment, which is the Happy Mother's Day from the Tea Together stamp set. And I am going to stamp that. This is my scrap piece of Whisper White thick. We will be doing a lot with this, which is why it's such a big piece. I am going to stamp that right about there. And that, my friends, is the extent of our stamping today. We are done stamping. Now we're going to get to the real nitty-gritty of this project, and that's our big shot work. So I'm going to show you everything that is going to happen with the big shot, and then I'll do that off camera and then be back. So for my Whisper White right here, okay, I am going to be using the Stitched Labels, okay, and then this one here, we are going to frame the sentiment that we just stamped, and we're going to cut that out, okay. We're going to use this lovely label, and we're going to cut that out, okay. And I'm doing this, I'm going into my precision base plate so you can see what I'm doing. But when I get to my big shot, I'm going to turn these cutting side up and place my paper up top. With the exception of this one, because I need to see, or I can tape it on there, it doesn't matter. But Stampin' Up recommends, and I concur, because it works great for you to have the cutting side up and then place your paper on top when you have these intricate dies, that is. So anyways, we're gonna cut that one, right? And then I believe that's all we're using for this stamp set, or not stamp set, but die set. Then we are going to, the Flourish. I love the Flourish. I'm gonna cut 2 of these. It's my favorite. And I'm gonna cut 2 of these, okay, in the Whisper White. So 1, 2, 2, 1, and I believe that is it. Well, nope, we're gonna use this one here, but I'll get to it. So that is the white. Let me double check. Yes, that is the white. So 1, 2, 2, and 1. That is what is happening on the white cardstock. And then we have this lovely soft seafoam. We are going to borrow that from the white cardstock, and we're going to cut 3 of these, and I may need some more cardstock, but 3 of these in the soft seafoam, okay? And when I get back, I'm going to show you everything that I did. And then, what else do we have? Oh, we have this here, and this is the Petal Pink, and then Flourish, still on the Flourish. We're going to grab this little thing here, and we're going to cut 2 of those, okay? So, oh, and then my embossing folder. For my embossing folder, the measured pieces here in the Petal Pink, we are going to emboss. So I'm going to stick those in, and I will have to do, doesn't all fit on here, I get 1.5 in here. And then I will run the other 2 through my Big Shot, okay? So just to recap, 2 of those in the Petal Pink, my Whisper White right here, I have 1, 2, 2, here's my sentiment, then my soft seafoam, we're going to borrow this one, and we're going to cut 3, and I may need to grab some more paper. Okay, and then my embossing folder, we're going to emboss all of these. Oh, and one more, with this embossing folder, this one here, once it has been cut, I'm going to run it through this embossing folder too. So I will be in my Big Shot for a little while, which is why I'm not going to make you watch, but I will be back with all of our pieces so we can get this lovely project going. I'm back. There are all our pieces. I did forget to mention that I needed to cut this. This is the Subtles DSP. It is the Petal Pink small polka dot pattern, and I cut it using this label here, the outer one. So I did forget to mention that, but there's that one piece. And then next, with the remaining Petal Pink paper, I'm going to get my Scallop 1 1/8 inch punch. And I am going to punch 9 little scallops, just like that, and there they are. So I'm gonna slide all this out of the way. I'm gonna grab the scallops that we just punched, and we're going to assemble these gorgeous flowers here. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Okay, so for our flowers, we have 3 scallops per flower. And we have, I got some ink on my hands, so don't mind my hands. But 3 scallops per flower, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my paper snips. I'm going to take 3 at a time, line them up, and then I'm just going to barely, maybe like 1/8 of an inch, go every second scallop. So 2 slit, 2 slit, 2 slit all the way around, and we're going to do this for 1, 2, 3 flowers. Okay, so that step is done. Next, I'm going to grab my craft mat here, because what I'm going to do next is spread them out. We're going to give them a spritz with our water bottle. Let me make sure I have, okay, yep, 9. I'm going to grab my water bottle. Just slightly, we don't want them to be soaked, just a little bit pliable. So just like that. Small little spritz. Rub them around, maybe a little more. There we go. So the next thing we're gonna do is just kind of fold these and pinch them. Just pinch them a little, like so. We're not looking for really tight pinch, just a loose one. And then we're gonna heat dry these. It's just gonna give it some dimension, some character. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these done, and I'll be right back. All right, that is step 2. That is done. Next thing I'm gonna do is grab my heat tool here, and I am going to dry these. Okay, so there is that. We're gonna go ahead and carefully open these up. They may still be a little damp, or they may be dry. So be gentle and careful and open them up. So there are our scallops. They are dry now. I have them on my piercing mat, and I have my handy dandy little gel pen. This rounded cap helps me to shape my flowers. So whatever you have that you normally shape your flowers with, go ahead and grab that and follow along. And what I'm gonna do is on each of the 2 scallops that are cut and paired, I am pressing down, just pressing, just like that. And then I'm gonna continue to press down towards the middle. I'm not sure if you've seen that. Let me see. Do one more. Make sure I'm watching my little screen here. So each 2 of the scallops that we married together, we are pressing down into our pad like that. And then we're gonna move closer to the center, just like that. So it's creating kind of like a cup, if you can see that. So you see that it's like a little dome. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed and do that to all of these, and then be right back. Okay, moving right along, I'm grabbing my liquid, multi-purpose liquid glue. This glue is fine for these flowers because the flowers are not heavy. They are very lightweight. This glue dries fast, so it's perfect. If they were going to be heavy, I'd probably use something more, with more strength, but I'm sorry, my tip is clogged. I'm working on that and trying to talk, and you know I can't do that. Anyways, so this works fine. So a little dab of glue. I have a little paintbrush here just because the tip is smaller, because I'm going to set this right on top. No need to try to move it around and position it. Wherever it lands, that is fine. Okay? They are all exactly the same shape and size, so it doesn't matter. Just set it right on top of each other, and then press down. Okay, I'm going to grab my little gel pen and then give it one good press around, like so. We have a little bit of glue oozing out, but that is fine. That dries clear. But anyways, so that's the extent of our flower. Okay, once it dries, you can play with the sides and pull it up a little, but that is it. Final step for our flower is to grab one of these handy dandy gems and place it right in the center. If you have some stamen, you could poke a hole through and add that, whatever you have. That's it. See how beautiful that is. We're gonna go ahead and finish up the other 2 flowers, and I will be right back. So there are our flowers. So now we are going to move right along. I am going to grab one of the soft sea foam little leaf clusters from the Flourish Framelits dies, and I am going to cut a part right there, and I am going to cut a part right there. This is a good go-to when assembling flowers or when stamping out flowers and cutting them with your Big Shot that don't already come with leaves. This is one of my go-to leaves. Oh, I need another one. Oh, I need another one really. Okay, so I'm grabbing number 2 and I'm doing the same. So I just want 2 leaves, 1 for each flower. Okay, just like that. Now we're gonna move off. I'm kind of done with this pierce mat. And I don't want to get it icky, so we're going to move off of that. I'm going to grab my liquid glue and I'm going to put some onto the center of that leaf. Then I will grab my flower and press it down just like that. Oopsie, there's the back and there's the front. Okay, I will do that to the rest of the flowers. There are flowers. I am going to set them aside really quick and I'm going to get our pizza box ready so that we can make it beautiful. So this is the pizza box. It is very simple to close. Let's start, there's 2 little pieces here that kind of come out. We don't need them. Okay. Then we just kind of fold everything up. So there are score lines everywhere and we are just kind of folding those up. So it makes our job easier. Okay, so once you've folded all your score lines, we're going to start with these little flaps here, the 4 flaps, and then this is the front of the box. There's 2 little tabs here. You're going to tuck that in. There's a place for them to lock them in place right there. And then the front just closes, tucking your flaps into the inside of the box. And look how easy that was. Easy peasy, okay? We're gonna start off, I'm gonna grab my soft seafoam pieces that I embossed with the, what is the layer leaves embossing folder. So one is going to go on the top and the other's on the side. That's pretty intuitive. And I did use glue for that, only because it's or not heat embossed, but embossed. And it's one of the dynamic folders, so it is a pretty deep impression. So glue it is. I'm just putting some glue around my piece. I will do that for the top and for the sides. Okay. Line it up. And using liquid glue also gives you a little bit of leeway, a little bit of time to make sure everything is perfectly centered where you want it. So there's that. I'm going to put these around my side and then I will be right back. Okay, so there is the box all nice and covered. The next thing that I am going to grab is the soft seafoam DSP piece, the large polka dot design. I am going to flip that over and use glue as well because it's going to be adhered onto my embossed piece, which I already mentioned. There is a lot going on there and I just want to make sure that this is going to stay put. Okay, we are ready to get our box together. I'm grabbing the white little Flourish leaves and I'm snipping them right there. We want 3 and 3. Okay. And then I'm going to use some liquid glue. Come on. I'll first take the top off. That would be smart. All right, so I'm flipping it over and I am going up the stem here, up to the leaf. Right there. None on the leaves, just a stem. And then we are going to stick that right there on the corner. We're going to do the same thing to this one. There's that. Next, what we're going to do is, here's the piece, that lovely label. we're going to set that right there. I am going to glue because, yeah, this has also been embossed. So glue away I am. And then we're going to set that right on the center, like that. This is a pretty big shot intensive project, so if you're not a fan of the big shot, I would ask, what is wrong with you? No, but for real, it is. If you enjoy the big shot as much as I do, then you love this project. Okay, now we're going to stop right here just for 1 second and come back to that. I'm going to grab these two pieces here. Do you remember these two pieces? And I'm going to grab my Stampin' blends. Okay? And then I'm just going to color this white cardstock, my flower up on top, the Petal Pink Dark, and these little buds here, Petal Pink Dark. And then I am going to color the stem and the leaves in the soft seafoam dark, just like so. And I will do that to both of these pieces, and they will be ready to mount onto our gorgeous treat box. So there are our pieces. Let's get our treat box back, because those are the next things that are going to get put down. I am going to grab one of these, flip it over, and then just apply some of the glue along the spine on the back of it. Then we want to kind of put this one up here a little bit. And I have to look at my original, oops, stuck to my finger. I'm gonna set this one here just so I can see, because I want to make sure I'm giving the right directions. You know, you make something, and then if you're making it again for your video, you want to at least get it almost exactly, even though it won't be exactly. But anyways, so I'm grabbing the second one that we just colored. I'm putting some glue, or at least I think I'm putting some glue. Okay, there we go, along the spine. And then we're gonna set that one down here, like so. Let's grab my paper towel, like that. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do is our sentiment. So we're going to grab this. Okay, there's someone outside. I don't know what they're doing, but it's really noisy, and if you can hear that, I apologize. So these two pieces we need to marry with the help of some snail. So that's my sentiment. I'm flipping it over, and I am going to put some snail adhesive on that. Flip this over, and I'm not centering it. I'm coming closer to the right because the left is going to kind of tuck in under the flowers. So we are just going to make sure that they can see the sentiment. So glue for that. Okay, come on, come on, glue, you can do it. There's plenty of glue in here. I don't know what is going on with that. All right, okay, so let's flip this over, and we'll put that right about there. All right, so then we are rocking and rolling. This is going to come together quickly now. We're going to grab our beautiful flowers, okay? And what we're going to do is, I got some Stampin' Dimensionals. On the back of those, we're going to put a Stampin' Dimensional on one of them, and that is going to be the one that is right in the middle. I'll show you. So we want to place this right like so, just like that. All right, and then the other ones just get a little dab of glue. And so we're going to kind of line that up. And the leaves are pointing down, and just press down. That's wet glue. It'll dry. Do the same thing for this. Up, point it towards the top left corner for our leaves. Like so. And you know what I did? I missed a step. So let's remove these. Glad they're wet, not dry yet. So these little things here, these little pink buds, is that what we call them? I'm cutting them down to the bottom like that, okay? There's 2 of them, so grab the other one and do the same. Okay, there we go. And now, there's already glue there, but I'm gonna put a teeny bit of glue on the back of this piece. Now, I have my window open. I'm gonna go off subject here. And it's a gorgeous sunny day. Well, I don't know, it's cold, but the sun is shining. And I don't usually film during the day. So I'm looking in my screen here, the little, what do you call it on the camera? Viewfinder, is that what it's called? I have an actual camcorder. So I don't know if it's the glare coming in from the window onto that screen, but I'm kind of seeing some, I just hope you can see this. I really do. I just hope it's not like whitewashed. Is that the term? I'm not a photographer or a film, you know, I don't make film. I mean, that's not my profession, so the terminology escapes me. But anyways, so you see what I did? I put those on the corner. All right, so now we can put our flowers down. And I'm gonna put some more glue on the back of it. And then we're gonna go, just like I said earlier. Okay, and then the next one. And I have glue on my fingertips, so after I put this flower down, I'm gonna stop for a second and clean that off. Okay, so here's what we have so far. The next thing that we are going to do is take some of these lovely little soft seafoam leaves, and I am going to take, I don't know if I needed 3 of them actually, but what I'm going to do is tuck this in here, and I probably should have done it before. Okay, there we go. So I was able to lift that up and tuck it in. So that goes there. Did I cut out way too many pieces? I think so, because I think that's it. I think that was the extent of it. So the next thing that we have to do, the final thing that we have to do actually on top of the flower is to get, or the treat box is to get these little Petal forget-me-nots. And what I did was put a dab of glue. And again, I actually had stopped at this point and photographed without these, and it was just missing something right here, so I didn't have anything to make the small flower. I have a punch, but it is retired, so any little flower that you have, or if you think it looks good without the flower, then that's fine too. But that's it. Let me just double check. Yep, that's it for the box. But there's one more thing, because you know this can't be a treat box without an actual treat. So that's where the Hershey nuggets come in, right? Set this aside like this. And that's where these little pieces of 1x3 designer series paper comes in too. And what I do, I'll show you one, and then we can move along. What I do here is go all the way down the strip, And then I place it center on the front, like so. Okay. And then just like that. And we'll do the other ones. So there are our nuggets. Next we're going to grab our little treat box, and we are going to, if you have, I still have a lot of this shreddy that was part of the cake soiree bundle, I think. So I'm going to use some. If you don't have to. It's not necessary. And you can always, if you have a shredder, make your own. So I'm going to take some. That might be a lot. But anyways, let's see. Okay, so that looks good. And what I did was just kind of randomly, not so randomly, place them in here. On like that. Just like that. Is that beautiful? And then close her up and we are done. And there you have it. Super duper easy. Super duper not so quick cutting out all the pieces with your Big Shot, but absolutely worth it. And super duper elegant. Now remember that through March 31st, the pizza boxes are a celebration item that you can earn for free when you place a minimum $50 order through my online store. So make sure to jot down the supply list down below. Then head on over to my online store at withhisgifts.stampinup.net and place your order today so you can make these gorgeous treat boxes at home. Also, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. Head on over to my website at withhisgifts.com. Check out what I'm all about and hit me up with any questions that you have. I will be happy to assist you in any way that I can. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video tutorial, please leave me a comment down below, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, thank you and have a great day.